Okay, later on tonight, I'm going to be putting on a brisket on my pellet grill. That's the joys of owning a pellet grill. I'm not going to have to worry about it. I'll be able to put it on there, forget about it, have a nice little sleep. The brisket, I'm going to keep the rub fairly simple. I'm going to put salt, black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of smoked paprika. That's pretty much it. I'm going to keep a very light rub, and just let the smoke give it most of the flavour. So once I put it on later tonight, we won't film that because it's going to be too dark, and then we'll come back in the morning and I'll show you how it's been going. Okay, so I've had the brisket cooking overnight. I put it on around 10:30 last night, and when I woke up this morning, something went wrong with the grill. After around 8.5 hours, I know this because I had my meter app, the meter probe put in there. After around 8.5 hours, the grill stopped. Something went wrong, I don't know. It said it had an error on it. But, and that was about after 10 hours, I realized this. So for around an hour and a half, there was no heat to it. I come out and I've checked everything. I've turned the grill back on, and it's cooking again. So when I did check it, it was a little bit dry on the top, but I've just got some apple cider vinegar here that I'm just spraying with it. Just any of the bits that you can feel, it's a little bit hard or whatever. Just give it a little bit of a spray. So right now, the temperature, the internal temperature of it is around 58 to 60 degrees. Once it gets to around 65 on the internal, I will wrap it, and then I'll turn the temperature up a little bit more after that. As I said, so right now, when I restarted the grill this morning, after I realized that it stopped, I turned it up to 110, because overnight it was cooking at 70 degrees. Due to the little mishap with the grill before, the brisket's been sitting in there unwrapped now for 12.5 hours nearly. The colour looks really good on it. The internal temperature around 60 degrees. So now I'm gonna wrap it because it has all the colour that I want on it. What I'm spraying with is just vinegar and water. I put about this much vinegar in, white wine vinegar, and then I filled it up with water. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I've got about a quarter left. So I'm just going to give it another good spraying before I give it the final wrap here. Okay. So I'm going to just take the thermometer out for the moment while I wrap it, and then I'll put it back in. Okay, now I've got it all wrapped up. I'm going to stick the probe back in the side. And then I've turned the grill up to 120 degrees. And now I'm just going to let it ride until it reaches the desired temperature that I want. Okay, I've just taken the brisket off of the smoker. Now, right now in the flat, it's temping around 98 degrees, but I'm not really going off the temperature. I'm going off how it feels, and it feels very, very soft. And in the point, right now that's temping around 93, and it also feels very, very soft and tender. So I'm going to leave it sit just like this for around an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then we'll open it up and cut it up. Alrighty, so the moment of truth. It's been resting for about 2 hours now. The meter probe finally died after just shy of 19 hours, so that's actually pretty impressive. Alrighty, so there's a little bit of juice left in there, so we'll try and keep that. I would have liked a little bit more fat on here, like the fat cap to be left on. That's one thing I'm only I'm a little bit, peeved about, but otherwise I'm interesting to see what happens here. After the photos have been taken, now it's time to slice into it. So, just checking which way the grain's running here. As I said before, I would have liked a lot more, an actual fat cap on this thing, but there isn't much of one there, so just take a few slices out of it like that. And the little finger test, which is absolutely amazing. And it's just pulling apart. Big smoke ring on it, which is to be expected because I left it unwrapped for so many hours. Okay. I've never cooked a brisket before. So, for my first attempt, it's not the most juiciest one I've ever seen like I do on YouTube, but I mean, there's still a little bit of juice running out of it, and this is, I mean, the taste is absolutely amazing. I'm astounded. Tonight, I'm going to be cooking a brisket overnight. I've had the brisket cooking overnight. I put it, yeah.
What did you have cooking?
What did I say?
Brexit.
Brexit. Had the Brexit cooking overnight.